Chapter 17. Multiple version variations. The old master of Silver Moon Villa liked canon and ordered to pianos. It's not worth it. The old master of the manor thinks it's worth it, but you don't think it's worth it. Don't want to buy, don't block me. Canon is not good. The old master of the manor likes it. You can leave Silver Moon City with that level of appreciation. A dozen or so luthiers who were invited by the world's one piano house have long since fled in disgrace. If they stayed any longer, it would cause public anger. Just now, many cultivators wanted to buy a piano. The piano masters used their prestige to stop them. Now many cultivators to buy a piano serial number are at the back of the queue. The group of cultivators have long been cursed them. The crowd of piano masters fled out, each with a bitter face. This time, I've been pitied by the world's first piano building. Yes, just take that little bit of money, my whole life. Why did the old manor master send someone at this time? How is Guhai so lucky? This is retribution. The crowd of Qingdao masters bitterly hid the number one piano building on this street. Downstairs were customers ordering pianos like a tidal wave. Upstairs, Grandmaster Liu Nian, Shangwen Scar, and Long Wanqing all revealed smiles that returned their hearts. This battle was considered a success. But Silver Moon Villa takes the initiative to send a qualification sticker to me. It's not fair, he doesn't even play with meaning. Mu Chunfeng cried out in his heart in frustration. But Guhai's qualification sticker was the real deal, and it was also sent by the old manor master himself. So how was he so lucky? On the side, Mu Chunfeng rolled his eyes and looked at Guhai. This qualification sticker, you just give it away. It seems like he gave away his own one as well. Thinking about this, Mu Chunfeng became more and more entangled. I don't want it. I can't play it well. Long Wanqing shook her head. How about Master Liu Nian goes? I don't really want to go. Guhai handed it to Master Liu Nian again. How, Master Gu? It's better for you to go. Master Liu Nian shook his head, with Mu Chunfeng's grudging gaze on the side. He cursed in his heart, pretentious. In the end, with Guhai's strong insistence, the qualification sticker was forcibly given to Master Liu Nian. How, Master Mu? I also didn't expect the one piano building in this street to be a hit, so I want to ask you for a favor, Guhai said. Would like to borrow some people from you. Don't worry, they're hard work. I'll pay, Guhai said. This is no problem. How many people do you need? Mu Chunfeng was curious. 1,000, Guhai said. Mu Chunfeng looked at Guhai unexpectedly, wanting so many people. Eventually, Mu Chunfeng nodded. Good. The news of the Silver Moon Villa's old master ordering a piano immediately spread to the four corners of Silver Moon City, and countless cultivators were curious to come and see what a piano looked like. Those in the city who hadn't heard of the canon also entered this area to feel what the music that even the old manor master had said was good was really like. At this time, the cultivators of this street, pointing to the limit piano and piano on the notice of 100 times the price tag, illustrated to tell you, the world's first piano building. How to black Guhai money? What? The world's first piano building is a black shop. If you have more money to go in, you rob it. No way. How could the world's #1 piano building do such a thing? Countless cultivators didn't believe it at all at first, but there was no way for them to disbelieve it, and many of them swore that they had seen it with their own eyes. Then it must be the truth. Going to buy a zither. Many people shook their heads. On the street, although countless cultivators came, but very few entered the world's first kin building, the world's #1 kin building, and this street's #1 kin building with a rhythm of ice and fire. On the other hand, the opposite side, the world's first piano building, at this moment was a slump. Occasionally a few cultivators entered it, and soon came out. The large world's first piano building, an empty piece. Young Master and Zhong Chenyi looked at the opposite side with ugly faces. Young Master An, I've figured out that this Guhai selling pianos isn't just to make money. It's also to straighten out our world's first piano building. He's smearing us and making us powerless, Zhong Chenyi said with an ugly face. Business rules. Young Master An's face was gloomy as he said, yes, Guhai plays a little cannon every day. That spirit stones are piling up like a mountain. He's just commercial propaganda. We'll be spurned by the entire industry if we resort to unorthodox means, Zhong Chenyi said with an ugly face. Instead, he saw a great Han official giving the ultimate zither, which had a price tag of 100 mid-grade spirit stones, to a customer who was grasping the contract with his hands. On top of the terrace, the spirit stones had already piled up into a small mountain. Guhai stood on the opposite side of the terrace and revealed a gentle smile to Zhong Chenyi. Who are you? Flipping his hand, all the spirit stones were all included in the small space of the token. It's only the 7th day. 7,700 customers, 770,000 top-grade spirit stones have come into the account. And Guhai didn't lose anything at all. Young Master An's face was gloomy. A business wizard, 7 days, oh, Young Master An, the opponent we encountered this time is really something. The money we lost with us was earned back in 7 days, Zhong Chenyi said bitterly. I don't care what kind of business genius he is, humph. No one has ever made me so suffocated. Zhong Chenyi, do you have a way to bring down his piano building? Young Master An said in a cold voice. If Young Master An doesn't say anything, I can't watch the world's #1 kin building go down in business from now on. However, Young Master An doesn't need to worry too much. There are advantages as well as disadvantages when he does this. Zhong Chenyi lightly laughed. Oh, for one, he has no source of goods, no king casting craftsman, no ancient kin, no various musical instruments. How can he compete with us? When the renovation is done, there are no goods to sell. He only has pianos. What's the use? Even if there is a source of goods, however, their heritage is only how much. Their various musical instruments' quality is certainly not as good as ours, so the competition cannot be ours. At that time, the one piano house in this street will not be able to continue, or will close down. Zhong Chenyi laughed. Wait slowly. I don't want to wait, Young Master An coldly said. Then build up momentum for our kin building. Invite Qingdao masters to play the kin. Attract people to our kin building. Spend a large amount of money and keep inviting Qingdao masters to come and fight against the opposite side, Zhong Chenyi said in a deep voice. Then invite, Young Master An said in a deep voice. Yes, Zhong Chenyi answered. As Zhong Chenyi expected, as time passed, the number of people ordering pianos was in the midst of slowly decreasing. However, the #1 piano building on this street was surrounded by people every day. The counterattack of the #1 piano building in the sky had begun. In the past, only once every other time would a piano master come to play, but now it started. Every day, there were piano masters coming to play. As they played, the powerful mood immediately caused the cultivators on the street to stop and feel it. Different Qingdao masters, different moods, for a time. The street once again seemed to be having an event. Canaan was heard every day. Not to say it was tiresome, but it had ultimately lost the freshness it had at the beginning. The popularity of the Heaven's First piano building was rapidly increasing. In a decorated house, in the first piano building in this street, Mu Chunfeng anxiously rushed into it. He just happened to see a shocking scene. Guhai flipped his hand and took out 500,000 upper-grade spirit stones and handed them to Shangwan Trace. This water rudder master was also too generous, right, to give his subordinates pocket money to buy food. The first time he gave it was 500,000 upper-grade spirit stones. 500,000 upper-grade spirit stones, or you smash me. I also want to buy food. Mu Chunfeng looked at this tycoon with a grudge. Flowing his grandmaster, Shangwan Scar's trip to buy food here may not be too safe. I'm sorry for your trouble. Gu Hai looked at Grandmaster Liu Nian. Don't worry, I will protect Shangguan Scar, and you take care of the whole master. Master Liu Nian nodded. I will. Gu Hai nodded. Don't worry, Master Liu Nian. I'll be fine. Long Wanqing also laughed. As Master Liu Nian nodded, Shangguan Trace used one of the storage equipment he had just purchased to collect the 500,000 upper-grade spirit stones, and turned his head just in time to see Mu Chunfeng in a daze. Mu Chunfeng, what's wrong? Long Wanqing said suspiciously. It's all right, the grasshopper after autumn. Can't jump for long. When I renovate this kin building, his world's first kin building can close down. Gu Hai laughed. Ah, but you don't even have the goods. Mu Chunfeng revealed a hint of bewilderment. Although he didn't care, Gu Hai once again walked up to the third-floor terrace. Mu Chunfeng and Long Wanqing followed along. Sure enough, the sound of the piano once again came from the piano building across the street. The sound of the piano was melodious and carried a powerful mood. The surrounding flowers and leaves flew and shone brightly, and many cultivators went forward to listen to the music. Gu Hai, however, slowly walked in front of the piano once again. Turn on the sound amplification array. Gu Hai opened his mouth. Yes, buzz. The sound amplification array was opened, and instantly, it attracted many cultivators. Look, Gu Hai is playing the canon again. It's good, but I've heard it so many times. Can the piano only play canon? Although it's been many times, but I still want to hear the feeling of the piano. Other instruments, after all, don't have this feeling. Many cultivators turn their heads to look at Gu Hai. Dang 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 dang, the piano music slowly rang out. No, this isn't canon. No, it's canon. But how did the feeling change? This is the canon's tune, but there are some places, did Gu Hai play it wrong, and it's faster. It sounds pretty good this way too. A special canon tune slowly traveled in all directions. Anyone in the city who heard the tune revealed a bewildered look. Is this a canon? Why is it different? Many people revealed a look of curiosity. Halfway through the piano piece, Gu Hai's voice suddenly rang out. Canon is a tune, not just a tune. Can be changed in 1,000 ways. All changes, all in the play alike. From today onwards, I will no longer repeat the canon from the beginning. Today this one is a changed version of canon, called Rock Canon, Super Crazy Piano Version. Gu Hai's voice came out. Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano Version. Rock, what's rock? Super Crazy Piano Version. What does it mean? In the midst of everyone's curiosity, the speed of this changing canon was getting faster and faster. At first it was still very similar to the previous canon. Gradually, when it reached a certain level of fastness, it was different, and the feeling of listening to it at least was different. Earlier, it was just a rising and falling, continuous feeling, but now, it was a shocking wave. It's as if the water is rushing in, a raging flood that blasts into your mind as if it were a floodgate releasing water. Rock was imitated with a piano, and when that intense sound came out, it immediately ignited the flame of passion in the hearts of countless cultivators in general. One word, burning. It was as if flames were burning ferociously in the heart, wave after wave, amidst the madness of the impact. A super burning piano song immediately mobilized a stirring in the hearts of countless cultivators. Is this canon? I heard it wrong, right? So intense. Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano Version. Is this a variation of canon? I want to learn this tune too. It's too fierce. Countless cultivators were instantly triggered by the belting music in general. This is Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano Edition. It turns out that canon can be changed. Countless cultivators looked at the playing Gu Hai in surprise. The hint of excitement that had worn off these days was once again ignited. Following that passionate music, the notes in one's mind danced crazily. Not far away in a small courtyard, Fairy Wallow looked at Gu Hai who was playing the piano in the distance, and her brows furrowed once again. Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano version. The ROM is so much worse than the Canon at the beginning, but it carries a new power, passion. Sure enough, it's super crazy. Silver Moon Villa. Between a wave of the old Villa Master's probing hand, Gu Hai's playing also came over. Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano version. Oh, it's really boundless in life, young man. It's good to be young, old man, a master exclaimed. The super crazy piano music immediately knocked the layout of the world's first piano building to pieces. A master of the piano Dao playing in different moods is actually still no match for one of your crazy playing. Zhong Chanyi and young master and looked at Gu Hai, who was in the midst of crazy playing in shock. Gu Hai's fingers were already nothing but stumps, the speed of his hands. And that crazy stirring music, the faces of the two of them became more and more ugly as they listened. And at this moment in Silver Moon City, infected by this canon change tune, countless cultivators seemed to be enlightened in an instant. Change, right? Canon that keeps repeating. It can be made faster. It can be made slower. It can be added with a lot of alterations. I can also alter the canon. Canon, as long as the main body remains the same, can be changed in 1,000 ways. Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano version, too intense. Countless cultivators revealed a look of amazement, as if a bright light had crossed their minds. The canon, the classic version that Gu Hai had heard in his previous life. There were a dozen of versions, and on each TV series and film, some of them could be changed in the face of different circumstances. After changing it, it had a different flavor. Dang 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 dang. The crazy canon began to sweep Silver Moon City once again. This, how did he think of this? Zhong Chanyi's face changed. Sure enough, just like what Zhong Chanyi had guessed, as Gu Hai played a Rock Canon Super Crazy Piano version, instantly, countless pianists in the city played their own canons with their own instruments. The tempo could be changed, and some syllables could be changed as well. And all of a sudden, a copy of the unique canon began to blossom everywhere, constantly resounding through Silver Moon City. Altering a tune was a very interesting thing for Eleuthia. Playing a tune of one's own creation could be more exciting than playing someone else's tune. Canon was just like that. It could be changed and altered, a different style that instantly made everyone excited. For a time, Silver Moon City began the era of full-scale canon. Everywhere and everywhere, there were canon enthusiasts creating. For a time, canon became more and more famous. It was very good to alter, and very melodious after alteration, as if everyone had turned into a great composer and was having a great time. Everyone loved the canon. For a while, all the pianists at the world's first piano building who were ready to play wilted. The listeners had all gone to create their own tunes, so how could they have the time to listen to you play? The first wave of publicity for the No. 1 piano house in the world was declared a failure.